Good morning, yogis. It's been a while, a few weeks. I miss seeing all of your faces and practicing yoga with you on a weekly basis. I hope everybody is feeling good. These are strange times, to say the least. So self-care is extremely important now more than ever. What I've been trying to tell myself if I feel anxious or overwhelmed is just to be productive, take care of myself, take care of my family. Every day I like to create something, I like to grow something, I like to read something, and just try to breathe. So with that in mind, this is just going to be a gentle yoga flow, somewhat similar to a Tuesday 11 o'clock a.m. class, but maybe a little bit gentler. If you have all of these props, that is great. Blocks are fantastic. You can improvise if you don't have blocks by using books. You can buy these on Amazon, absolutely. A strap will come in very handy. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt or a long strip of cloth or something like that. Also, you can find this on Amazon. A yoga blanket is very nice for many different things. I like to use it during Shavasana, rolled up underneath my neck, supporting my head. Maybe you can use it under your knees if you have sensitive knees when you're in an all fours position. I do have a small stack of these blankets from Element Fitness that I was laundering as the gym closed down. So if you would like to check out one of these blankets, just send me a private message and I'm happy to do porch delivery if you live in the area. So that being said, let's take a comfortable seated position. I like to prop my hips up on a blanket to start. So you might want to fold this blanket over, give it a little bit more height. And then the key to a comfortable seated position when we're starting out our practice is to arrange your hips and your pelvis in a manner that is supportive of your spine, allowing you to sit tall with very little muscular effort in the torso area. So I find that it's helpful to have the hips propped up a little bit higher, letting the knees fall down, creating the natural lumbar curve in your spine. No matter where you are, just find a comfortable seat and allow length in your spine. Allow your shoulders to be down, relaxed from your ears, and reach through the crown of your head. Begin noticing your breath. Maybe not trying to change it yet. Just noticing what it's doing, checking in with how you're feeling. Begin to deepen your breath. Direct the air down to the pit of your belly, letting the belly rise and fall with your inhales and exhales. Next, as you direct the air to the pit of your belly, feel the air expand into your rib cage, pushing the rib cage out in all four directions, and exhaling completely. On your next inhale, first direct the air to the pit of your belly, then feeling it expand into your rib cage, and finally all the way up to your collarbone, filling your torso completely with oxygen. Before slowly, controlled, exhaling out, emptying all of the oxygen, making room for new. Continue breathing in this manner, our three-part breath, our Ujjayi, first into the pit of your belly, followed into your rib cage, and finally up to your collarbone. Allow this breath to ground you. Allow it to relax you. And allow it to focus you. Maybe take a moment to set an intention for your practice. Maybe today all you need is something super simple like calm or peace, or even just breathe. Cement that intention into your mind, into your spirit, and return to it frequently throughout your practice, throughout your day, and throughout the rest of your week. Relax here, enjoying 5 more breath cycles. Before finally blinking your eyes open if you had them closed down, allowing in a little bit of light. Thank you for joining me today. Let's all remove our support, if we had support underneath our hips, and set that aside. And I'm going to take a moment to switch the cross of my legs. My left leg was on top, now I'm just going to switch to my right. Maybe you're in half lotus like I am, maybe you're in Sukhasana, easy pose. Wherever you are, just switch it up. Take a moment, take your hands into fists and lift your hips off the ground, resettling down, distributing the weight evenly between those sits bones. As a group, let's all inhale deeply together and exhale, sigh it out. Inhale to breathe in and exhale to release. One more deep inhale and let it go. Let's begin to bring in some gentle neck rolls. Choosing either direction to start, we'll switch halfway through. See if you can match up your breath cycle with the neck roll. Inhaling as you allow your head to drop back, and exhaling as your chin comes towards your chest. Slow the breath, slow the motion. Let the breath flow. Now let's switch directions. Once again, matching your breath cycle to your neck roll. Exhaling as your chin falls towards your chest, and inhaling as your head drops back. Working out the kinks and creaks. Sending breath to areas of tension. And when you've evened out both directions, let's simply return to a neutral neck. Once again, check in with your shoulders. Let's all take a moment to roll our shoulders up and then release the shoulders down the back, creating length between the ears and the shoulders. Together, let's inhale, arms overhead. Bring the gaze up as you bring the palms together, and exhale the right hand down to the mat. Side bending into the left side body. Stretching, maybe gazing up underneath your armpit. Inhale the arms back up. And exhale the left hand down to the mat, feeling that deep stretch in the right side body, bringing the gaze up underneath the armpit. Breathing here. Inhale, arms overhead. And let's exhale the hands to heart center. From here, I'm just going to move my props out of the way. I'm going to take an extended leg position, staff pose. Once again, I'm going to lift my hips up and resettle to distribute the weight evenly between those sits bones. Maybe you keep your hands down on the mat, suggesting to your spine that it stay long, reaching through the crown of your head, engaging your quads, engaging your hamstrings, flexing the feet, slightly pointing those toes back at you. Inhale, arms overhead. Slowly exhale forward, keeping the low back flat as long as possible until you reach your edge. You'll know when you reach it, and then just round in and melt. Bringing the hands down to wherever they lay. Maybe it's your ankles, maybe it's the mat, maybe you can even reach your feet. But be gentle with yourself. Breathe here as we open our lower back, as we stretch into those hamstrings. Inhale to walk the torso back up. Let's take the right leg, bend that leg, and plant the sole of the right foot on the outside of the left thigh. Take a moment to hug that knee in as you grow tall. Breathe here. Let's wrap the left arm around the right knee, turning in a twist, twisting through your thoracic region of your spine. We'll stay here for a few breaths. So as you inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale to reach through the crown of the head, and exhale to twist deeper. unwind, re-extend that leg, and let's simply switch sides. Bending the left knee, placing the left sole of the foot on the outside of the right thigh, hugging that knee in, growing tall. Let your belly rise and fall with breath. Wrap the right arm around the left knee, twisting from your middle back, reaching the left arm behind you, gazes over the shoulder. A few breaths here. So as we inhale, we reach through the crown of our head and lengthen our spine. And as we exhale, we twist our bodies a little bit deeper. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, twist, wringing out those inner organs. Inhale, reach, and exhale, twist. Let's inhale back to center, unwind, re-extend those legs. And once again, make sure your weight is evenly distributed between your sits bones. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Maybe coming a little deeper, bringing nose closer to knees, chest closer to the legs. And just take a moment here, maybe swaying back and forth in your hips feels good. And walk those hands back up. From here, let's bend our knees, scooch our booties forward just a little bit. We're gonna lower down to our backs, but on our way, we're gonna take advantage of the position and do a little bit of core work. So again, our feet are about hip width apart, our knees are bent, but our knees are drawing in towards the midline, not splaying out. We're gonna extend our arms out in front of us, palms are up, the chest is lifted, don't dump into the back, keep the chest lifted. We're gonna begin to lower down, but only halfway. Take a moment, pause here, keeping that chest lifted, keeping the breath flowing. And come back up and take a little rest, hugging yourself. Let's do that again, maybe adding on this time. Extend those arms out, palms up, chest lifted, lower down halfway. Maybe you stay right here with your feet planted, maybe you lift those legs. To a boat pose variation. Keep the chest lifted, keep the breath flowing. And rise back up, hug your legs, give yourself a little rest. Extend those arms out long, palms are up, lower down, just halfway. Stop here, maybe you keep your feet planted, maybe you're lifting, maybe you're pointing your legs out long in a full expression of boat pose. Breathe. And come back up, give yourself one little rest. And now we're gonna lower down all the way. I won't make you stop. So extend those arms out, palms are up, slowly, slowly with control, lower down one vertebra at a time until you are all the way on your back. Would be handy here to have a strap near you. If you don't have a strap for what we're gonna do, you can just use your hands to hold your legs in the positions that I'm cueing you to hold. Take a moment once on your back to just relax. Extend those legs out long. Let's take the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, flip the palms, point the toes, and inhale to stretch your whole body. Exhale to relax. Arms back down at the sides. Let's bend the knees and heel toe the feet out so they're mat width apart. From here, let's just let the legs fall over to the right. Maybe extend the arms out to a T. And inhale the legs back to center, allowing them to continue over to the left. Inhale back to center and exhale back to the right. Continuing with your breath. Again, slow the motion, slow the breath, and continue to windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Loosening up the hips, loosening up the groin. One more cycle here. Right side, then left, and back to center. Let's extend the legs out long again. Hug the right knee into the chest. Maybe make some little circles, opening up that right hip. You want to keep your extended leg engaged, flexing that foot, lifting the kneecap. Here, let's bring in the strap. If you have one, you can loop the strap around the ball of the right foot and extend the right foot up into the sky, stamping that foot towards the ceiling. Again, be gentle with yourself. Our hamstrings are not super warm yet, so just take yourself to a comfortable edge of stretch. No pain. Let's extend the left arm out to the side and allow that right leg to fall open. Mine can't fall very far because I'm right next to the wall. You let yours fall to wherever it falls to. Take a moment to check in with that left hip and the left shoulder. Those should be staying grounded. Breathe into that inner thigh. And re-extend the leg up high. Again, stamping through the sole of the foot. And again, keeping that extended leg and foot flexed and engaged. Switch which hand is holding that strap and allow the foot to fall across the body. Keeping the right shoulder grounded on the floor while allowing those hips to stack. Feeling that nice stretch into your intercostals and your IT band. Extend that leg high again. One more breath here. And let's hug that knee in one last time. Removing the strap and extending the right leg long down the mat. Switch sides, hug in the left knee, maybe making some little circles. Opening up that hip and the groin. And place the strap around the ball of the left foot, extending that foot high, stamping through the sole of the foot. Breathing into the hamstring. And take that right arm out to the side and allow the left leg to fall open to the left, stretching into that inner thigh. Being mindful to keep the right hip and the right shoulder connected with the ground. Breathe here. Extend that foot high, stamping through the sole of the foot. Switch which hand is holding the strap and allow the right foot to fall across the body. Again, the wall is in the way, but you get the idea. Stretching into the IT band. Keeping the left shoulder grounded as we are stacking the hips. Re-extend that left leg high, stamping through the sole of the foot again. One more breath into that hamstring. And then let's just hug that knee in. Removing the strap and extending that leg long down the mat. From here, let's hug both knees in. Just take a moment to rock back and forth. Massaging into the lower back. And if it's in your practice and in your mood today, you can clasp your hands behind the thighs and begin to rock and roll up and down the mat. Maybe 4 or 5 times up and down the length of the spine. This is one of my favorite things. Before finally coming all the way up and over yourself to an all-fours position. I'm just going to take a quick break here, make sure I'm still recording, maybe get a sip of water. You feel free to do the same. And we're still going. So again, in our all-fours position, we want to make sure that our shoulders are stacked above our wrists, our hips are stacked above our knees, our spine is neutral. To begin, we're going to have our chin slightly tucked towards our chest as if you're holding a tennis ball in between your chin and your chest. That allows our cervical spine, the back of our necks, to be long. On an inhale, we're going to drop our belly, lift our gaze, and lift our heart. Exhale, pressing into the palms, arch the back, separating the shoulder blades. Inhale to drop the belly and lift the gaze. And exhale to round the back. Inhale, lift the heart, open the chest. And exhale, round. Continue with your own breath. Again, breath to motion. See if you can slow the breath. See if you can slow the motion. And as you loosen and warm your spine, maybe this motion gets a little bit bigger. Let's do 3 more breath cycles of cat-cow. Finally meeting in a neutral spine. In our neutral spine, we're going to extend the right leg up behind us. The foot is at the height of the hip and we're stamping through the sole of that foot. Our gaze can be slightly down on our mat, about 12 inches in front of our hands. When you're ready, you have your balance. Let's extend that left arm bicep to frame the ear, reaching through those fingertips. Breathe here. Again, if it's in your practice and you're in the mood, we can bend that top leg to a 90-degree angle, sweep the left hand back, hand finds foot, and the foot kicks into the hand, opening the chest, opening the shoulder, challenging the balance. Let the breath flow. One more breath here. Let's re-extend those limbs, setting down the hand followed by the knee. Maybe you run through one cat-cow just to reset the spine. And we'll extend that left foot. Foot is at the height of the hip, and we're reaching through the sole of that foot. Extend the right arm, bicep framing the ear, reaching through those fingertips. Long line of energy from the sole of the foot to the fingertips. And we breathe. Balancing cat. If it's in your practice, bend that top knee to a 90-degree angle, sweeping the right hand back. Hand finds foot, foot kicks that shoulder right open. We lift our chest, we lift our gaze maybe, and we breathe. Let's re-extend those limbs, sending down the hand, followed by the knee. Once again, let's do another cat-cow to reset. Return to a neutral spine. From here, let's walk the hands out, one generous handprint, sinking the torso down towards the mat, shifting the hips back. Bring torso and head down for a puppy dog stretch. If it feels good to you, you can walk your hands over towards the right, maybe placing left hand on top of right hand, stretching into the left side body. Breathe here. Walk the hands back to the center and continue walking the hands over towards the left, possibly bringing the right hand on top of the left, feeling that stretch in your right side body. Walk the hands back to center. Let's firm up through those knuckles, pressing through the fingertips, bracing the forearms, tucking the toes underneath, pushing through your feet, lift your hips up into your first down dog. In your first down dog, be gentle with yourself. If you'd like to take a moment to pedal it out, you can take turns bending one knee and then the other. Pardon me. Might feel nice also to sway the hips back and forth. If you'd like to check your alignment, you can even pull forward, this is optional, into a high plank, shoulders over wrists, and push yourself back to down dog. One more breath here, and let's walk feet up to meet hands at the top of our mat. Inhale to rise all the way up, arms overhead, extended mountain, and exhale the hands to heart center. Okay, let's run through a couple sun salutations. Sun salutations for me are just super cleansing. If I'm ever feeling like, a little overwhelmed, or I just need something to reset my body, I might just stop where I am and do like 3 or 4 or 5 sun salutations, and it makes me feel like a new person. So let me get this out of my way. I feel like I'm going to knock that over. In your sun salutations, you can have your blocks handy if you know that you would like blocks to bring the earth up to you. We're going to start in our Tadasana, which looks like this from the front. Mountain pose. We're going to have our feet either touching or just slightly apart if you would like a more solid base. We're going to have our quadriceps engaged, our kneecaps are lifting. Let's take a moment, roll the shoulders up and relax the shoulders down the back. Our palms are facing forward. Tadasana. We'll inhale our arms overhead, extended mountain. Exhale to fold forward. Let's go really slowly this time, keeping the low back flat as long as we can, again, before finding that edge and rounding into it. In our forward fold, let's just take a few moments, maybe making an elbow box to sway the hips back and forth, creating length in those hamstrings. Release the hands back down to the mat. We'll bring the palms to the shins and lift halfway. Our bodies are making a 90-degree angle. We keep the shoulders back from the ears and we reach through the crown of the head. Exhale to fold. Let's bend into the knees, plant the palms, and step the feet back to our high plank. You are welcome to stay on your toes here, or if you'd like, just drop to your knees for a more gentle option. Breathe here. Check your alignment. If you're in a high plank, you want to make sure your shoulders are stacked over the wrists. You want to make sure your body is one straight line. We don't have our booties up, and we're not dumping down either. Not yet, anyway. Inhale to prepare. On an exhale, we chaturanga. We lower slowly down to our bellies with control, keeping the elbows hugged into the sides, all the way down. Flip the feet, press the tops of the feet firmly in the mat, and inhale up to a baby cobra. Let's exhale that back down. We'll rise up into our cobra again, but this time, if you can, do the work from your lower back, maybe lifting your hands. Let's plant the hands, tuck the toes under again, pressing up through your high plank, lifting hips into down dog. We inhale here in down dog, and on our exhale we travel. We walk our feet to meet our hands at the top of our mat. Inhaling palms to shins once again for our flat back, and exhaling to let it go and fold. Inhale, rise up, leading with the heart, extended mountain arms overhead, and exhale the hands to heart center. Okay, let's run through that a couple more times. We'll start to speed it up and we'll really try to match that breath to the motion. That's where I feel like kind of the cleansing can come in. When you're matching the breath to the motion, you just kind of get in your own zone. So flow with me. Inhale, arms overhead, and exhale to fold forward. Inhaling palms to shins to a flat back. Long exhale, we plant the palms, bend into the knees, step back to our high plank, and chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or up dog if you'd like, peeling those thighs up off the mat, and exhaling the hips high to down dog. On an inhale, we prepare. On an exhale, we travel. We walk or hop our feet up to meet our hands at the top of our mat. Inhaling palms to shins for our flat back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, leading with the heart. Low back is flat, extended mountain. And exhale the hands to heart center. Continuing. Inhale, extend your mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Long exhale, plant the palms, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And exhale the hips back to your down dog. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, travel. Hop or walk, feet to meet hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, palms to shins, lift halfway. And exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale the hands to heart center. All right, let's continue in that manner. Take a break, take a drink if you want. Sorry, just rearranging my space. Okay, so like I said, let's continue in that manner, but we're gonna add on just a little bit. Again, we're at the top of our mats in our Tadasana. Palms are facing forward. Take a moment to check in with your shoulders, check in with your neck, see if there's any spots of tension that you can send your breath to. Inhale, arms overhead, and exhale to fold forward. Inhale, palms to shins, lift halfway. Exhale, bend into the knees, plant the palms, lunge the right foot way back. From here, we're heading towards a low lunge. So lower that back knee and turn down all 5 toes. And when you're ready, brace the core and we're gonna rise up. Maybe first bringing the hands to the knee, maybe extending them overhead if you're ready. Breathe here in this low lunge, sink into that hip flexor. One more deep inhale here. And exhale the hands down to frame the foot. Let's tuck those back toes under, lift the back leg off the mat, and pressing into the palms, we're gonna push the left foot back to meet the right and down dog. Inhale to prepare, exhale, we'll travel. Walk or hop feet to meet hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, palms to shins, lift halfway, and exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale the hands to heart center. Let's make the sides even. Inhale, extend your mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. On the long exhale, we're going to plant the palms, bend into the knees, and lunge the left foot way back. Here in your low lunge, lower that back knee, lower all 5 toes, brace your core, and rise up. Maybe first to the knee, and extending arms overhead. Just take a moment, sinking into that hip flexor, send the breath where it needs to be. Reach through the fingertips. Make your breath audible. That way you know it's real. Inhale here. Exhale the hands to frame the foot. Press into the palms, tuck the back toes under, lift that leg, and push the right foot to meet left in down dog. You can rest right here in down dog, or you can drop your knees to child's pose, bringing the big toes to touch and sinking the hips back. Or, if you like, you can come with me for a vinyasa. We'll inhale forward to a high plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And exhale into down dog. Either way, let's all meet in down dog now. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, travel. Walk feet to meet hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, palms to shins, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms overhead, and exhale, the hands to heart center. Okay, continuing. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a flat back. And a long exhale, bend into the knees, plant the palms, lunge the right foot way back. Let's make sure we've got blocks handy here. We're gonna keep that back knee lifted if possible to come up into our high runner's lunge. Brace the core, rise up. Maybe first to the knee, maybe extending arms overhead. Reaching through the crown of the head, deep bend in that front knee. Back leg is long and strong. Everything is super engaged right now. Let the breath flow. Big inhale here. On an exhale, let's bring the hands down to frame the foot. And if this sounds like something that you would like to do, we're gonna step that back foot one step in, and we're gonna lift up to a standing split. The right toe is pointing high in the air. The left foot is supporting, slight bend in that left knee. You can have your hands on blocks or the mat. If you would like to here in your standing split, you can even play with your balance by bringing one hand to the ankle, maybe followed by the other.